Hey guys, today I am doing a collaboration with Path to Debt Freedom. Path to Debt Freedom. She contacted me because she wanted to get all of the people that were using Dave Ramsey here on YouTube and let us explain how it is that it benefits us, how we use his program, that kind of thing. So thank you. I am so excited to do this. There's a whole list of questions, and so if I turn to my screen a lot, I hope you'll just be super patient with me. So to start out, I will say that the Dave Ramsey system has allowed us that when my husband went off work, we had all of our money put into envelopes, which you guys would already know, and it made it so that it wasn't as stressful as it would have been if he'd been out of work. So, okay, we'll go ahead and start with the questions. So the first question is, how long have you been doing the Dave Ramsey plan? Now, I will have to give this a caveat. I was doing the Dave Ramsey plan before there was a Dave Ramsey. My parents found that by putting money into an envelope system rather than using a checking account was a really great way for them to make sure that they had money every month. And so I was raised with an envelope system, and the reason that we got on the actual Dave Ramsey system was because when I went and asked my husband to start doing it with an envelope system, Dave Ramsey already had this book and this program that was an easy way to explain it to my husband. I was raised, my parents were debt-free. They paid off their home mortgage in their 40s. And we were just always raised debt-free. And Dave Ramsey was kind of the vehicle that we now move our family forward, just with the same system. So question number 2, what baby step are you currently working on it? So for those of you who don't know about the Dave Ramsey steps, the first step is to save $1,000, to have it in cash and savings. Step number 2 is to pay off your debt. That would be credit card debt, car loans, any student loans, just any kind of debt. Okay. Step 3 is a 3 to 6 month fund to have in savings in cash enough that you could go for 3 to 6 months without strain on your family budget. So that would include mortgage, car insurance, home, and it include everything, being able to do that. Step number 4, invest 15%. Okay, so at that point it would be like a retirement fund. Step 5 is college. So saving for your child to get into college, or if you want to go back to school, I would imagine that's how that one works. Step number 6 is to pay off your home. And step number 7 is to give back. So those are the seven steps for those of you who are wondering about that. So for us, we're working on our 3 to 6 month fund. We were working on that at the time that my husband lost his job, and so that's where we still are. We have all of our personal debt paid off, our cars are paid off, we had my student loans paid off a long time ago. Question number 3, what was your total debt when you started with baby step number 2? When we started out, all of my college life, I had been either working or my dad had saved up some money for my college, and so at the time we got married, that was the first time I had to take out a student loan, and I only had 2 semesters left, I think, if that's correct, when we got married. And at that point, my dad stopped helping us with school, and we were on our own. And so I took out the very smallest amount of student debt that I could, just enough to pay for books and tuition. And so when I came away with my bachelor's degree, I had $6,000 in student debt, and we also had a truck that needed to be paid off that I think at that point we owed $5,000 on, and we had that paid off every time we had a gift of money, every time that we had any kind of free loose money anywhere, we put it towards that debt. And so from the time that I graduated until we had the car and the student loan paid off, it was about 6 months that it took us. I worked during that time, and I had a sister that watched the kids, and so that was a blessing. But at the time we were only making $30,000 a year. So when you realize that we paid off about $12,000 in debt by just being extremely frugal and already living so small, when any gifts or any opportunities for us to work overtime, those kinds of things came, we were able to pay that off. So number 4, what is your total debt now? Our total debt now is what we owe on our home, which is about $90,000. That is our total debt, plus $3,000 for the camera and the computer we had to buy. So our total debt is $93,000. What estimated date do you expect on your baby step 2 to be completed and your debt, excluding your mortgage, to be paid off? We will be paid off with the rest of the credit card debt in a month. Maybe less than that. Again, because we try very hard that if we put money on a credit card, we have it paid off in 6 weeks. Do you plan on doing a debt-free screen with Dave Ramsey, either on the phone or in person? We will do that when we pay off the mortgage. Did you take Financial Peace University, or did I read the book, or did I learn about Dave Ramsey online? We do listen to the radio show, and I have read the book. Number 8, did you do budget prior to learning about Dave Ramsey? Did we have a budget? Our budget became easier when we added the Dave Ramsey system in, because we were able to sit down, and instead of having separate budgets where we each paid separate bills, instead we came together. We had envelopes that were written out with how much we put in on a weekly basis and what we were allowed to take it out for. So that the fact that it was kind of more structured and made us sit down and talk about it. Okay, 9. Have you tried Dave Ramsey's new free every dollar budgeting website? If yes, what are your thoughts? I have not tried it. Number 10. Do you consider yourself the free spirit or nerd of your relationship? I think I'm kind of a mix of both. My husband is very good at saving money and squirreling money away, and I'm very good at spending money on tools. 11. Are you a hardcore Dave Ramsey follower, or have you tweaked and changed some things about the plan? Hardcore follower. I guess I already said that. We tweak it for our business. We are using a credit card to pay tiny improvements into our business, rather than going in and like taking out a $75,000 loan that would be a burden. Instead, we have a credit card that's attached to our business account that we use for very small emergency must-have items, and then we pay it off very, very, very quickly. And all of our bills we pay quite a bit forward. Our car insurance we pay a year in advance. And let's see, I don't think we had our 3 to 6 month plan ahead, because a lot of what we do with our money is to get food storage and animals and stuff like that. So as far as like our food, our shelter, and our wood, we have at least a year's supply for that. And so rather than having it in envelopes of 3 to 6 month money system, we have our animals and our feed that we put that money into. So we kind of tweaked things a little bit. And we've been putting money onto our mortgage rather than getting a 3 to 6 month supply. And we're really grateful that we did that now, because with our mortgage company, they do allow us to then use that credit over the next 6 months. If we don't make a payment, we're not in default in any way. And so where he's been out of work, that's been a really big blessing that we could do that. Number 12, have you tried any of Dave Ramsey's endorsed local providers or services? I have not tried any of that. From your experience, do you think this plan works? I think that this is a really great way to manage your money if you're not good with money. It's really nice to see the money in front of you and to know that it's there. And I feel like it helped us to be better prepared because we're preppers. It helped us be better prepared in other ways. And we started to, squirrel things away, not in envelopes, but in feed and in firewood and, pardon me, and other ways. And so I think it just helped us to blend our own personalities and our own ideas about budget together as a couple. But I will say that what really, really the most important thing is get a bigger shovel. If money is really, really tight and you're putting money into envelopes and you don't see that you're getting any traction, it can be really, really debilitating and frustrating and hard. And so for me, the way that I took and stepped this up was that I said, I need a bigger shovel. My husband is already working. He's bringing the income in. So I need to get a bigger shovel while still living according to my standards, which is I need to be home with my kids. So that's when we started our YouTube channel. And so now all of the bills that used to be farm bills that my husband's job paid for are now being paid for by our YouTube channel. And that easing up and making that bigger shovel made it possible for him to make those double payments a month on our mortgage, so that now while he's out of work, things are still okay. We're still eating. We still have feed for the animals. All the bills are paid in advance. We're just fine. And so bigger shovel, whatever you're good at, whatever you love to do, whatever makes your heart sing, find a way to make that your bigger shovel. And go check out Jennifer at Path to Debt Freedom. She's going to have a playlist of all the people who are going to talk about Dave Ramsey. And thanks for asking me to be part of this, Jennifer. And we'll talk to you later.